get this started. Okay, the house doomed to fall. Now, we cannot deny the fact that this Christian rest is responsible for this universal corruption in the land. And see, when the same corruption that their own hands made will come their doom, the Christian preach that which they do not do and cannot do, as you love your neighbors. I have yet to meet one who loved his neighbor as did himself. Thou shalt not kill. I have yet to meet such a Christian. They even fight against each other, rob and kill each other, but yet represent themselves as world peacemakers with whom? We see the great deceivers of the world will reap what they have sown. Had they corrupt many people? A nation under disgust a good, peaceful, loving Christian today? The Christian rest is full of these worst crimes, practicing evil to the fullest, seeking to practice them on other nations as well. We see the universal temper are ever parade. Before the world, they both have new girls and women. They are before your eyes and almost everything we see murder, gambling, robbery, drunkenness, drug, adultery, lying. There's hardly any end to it. The lands and seas are filled with deadly weapons of war. The islands of the seas are filled with corruption by all the nations of earth. For they are proud and boastful, and they are hated and despised it according to their wishes. The religion of Christianity is a curse to us, the black man, and is full of these slavery teachings we see today. They have poisoned the Bible with their adding to and taken from the truth. Now their doom is in sight. It is their own work. They command the sea with their powerful navies, parking them off the soil of the nation. They secure the air base on the soils to place their deadly bombs carrying planes with an easy striking distance of those who fear to be their enemies. Is this not the easy way to make an enemy? Is this the act of a real Christian? The follower of Jesus, who they preach came for the peace of mankind and to teach the seeking of the sword and the turning of the other cheek? Where's the good Christian amongst this race? They love meddling in other people's affairs. They are in every fight or war if it matters not with whom or where, but yet crying peace, peace, with every deadly weapons of war to provoke other nations to war. Shall not the God of peace and justice deal with you in your troublemaking as he did with those before you? I warn every one of you, my people, fly to Allah with me for refuge. As I warn you, the judgment of this world has arrived. Get out of the slave-making Christianity to the right religion of Islam. The house you are in shall surely fall and never rise again. The destruction and fall. The destruction and fall of this world that we have known is now without a doubt and process. When we refer to the world, we are referring to the world of the white man. For the world of the black man have yet to come in. The world of the black man, by divine guidance, now emerging on the old world of the right race. This makes the destruction and fall of the world of the white man to fall. Here in America, we cannot see nothing but the fall of America. It is no secret. It is obvious to the eyes that are open. If we want to close eyes and minds, claim that we do not see and understand, then we will be falling ourselves. This refuse to see is foolhardy, for regardless of how we may desire to see the old world stand, we do not have the power to starve off the destruction that caused the world of the white man to fall. The destruction and power that is bringing about the fall of the world of the white man is coming from Allah God. We see in the past history of the world of this white man that there was never a time of destruction of this world like the present time. It is useless for you to try and to prevent the fall of this white man's world. There is no checking it. The right race has not tried to do the right thing. Justice. The doing of justice would have checked her fall. The Bible, Jeremiah. But America was never willing. Even at this hour, she is not willing to do justice by those she had mistreated. She had dealt injustice to a black one slave for nearly 500 years that she had been in a Western atmosphere. America have constantly burdened the poor black slave with every evil that she could imagine. Evil scientists who have invented more and more evil practice have not been able to invent any more evil than that, which they have already put out. See, day and night, without a let up, see this white man mistreat this poor black slave. And now since heaven, and the God of peace, justice, and freedom and equality have come to this black slave, the white man is trying to make everyone that recognize the truth deviate from it. The white man says, do not accept it. You see, he makes the black man a hypocrite against his own starvation. The white man trolls the one who has not as yet accepted the truth of their starvation. He promised them that which he would never be able to fulfill. America is falling. She is losing the power and authority that she was enjoying in foreign lands. Her fall is very visible. Whatever authorities have been exercising, the people are now crying out in one voice. Leave us, America. Go home to America. The citizens of the countries are telling American citizens, leave us. America no longer have friends. America and England deposited their little brother Israel on foreign soil. We see the Palestinians, which is an Arab land. They deprived the Arabs of their own land and sent them into the exile. See, this injustice against the Arabs is now causing America the power and authority that she had once exercised in the East. She is on her way out of the Near East, and this means bloodshed and plenty of it. In the Near East, there stand navies which are neither American nor British. They are there to drive America out. We see the skies over there are beginning to thicken with foraging planes carrying deadly weapons, guns, and bombs. They will not be satisfied as long as Israel is in Palestine. The boil has come to a bursting point. We are in a troubled world. We are in a world that is now erupting. Black man who was once a slave in America, you have a way of escape. See, the way out is not on your own terms. It's on the condition that you submit to Allah God and come follow me. This is the only way out. I am the door and have the keys to your starvation. Reject it and die. We are in a world that is falling. It will soon be going up in flame. In Germany, the Cold War between this East and West will soon erupt into a hot war. It will never be settled in peace. East and West, Germany must and will fight out with all the deadly weapons that the war scientists have planned and perfect for the final showdown. Can you hear me, my brother? Comment on the box if you can hear me. You do not have to worry too much about whether or not America is coming out of Asia. Certainly, America is coming out of Asia. The odds are against her staying there. But I warn you, my black people, my black brothers here in America, that while she is on her way home, we the black people are standing in the crossfire. The only hope that we have is to fly to our refuge in Allah God. Look at what's going on to the south of us. Look at the hijack, stick up the planes. America's afraid to put a stop to the hijack. For she knows that she's going to run into more than she expects. Who would have thought that the big power America would suffer disgrace in this day and time. This is to teach you and me, black brothers, that the great power of America is becoming weak. And she is falling I said, black brothers, join to your own kind. Come follow me, for the world that you and I have known will soon be no more. Will soon be no more. The days of America downfall. We see Allah manifest this fall of America. A desire to make America fall as a warning to our brothers in Europe. See, white American dreaming, Allah has taught me, are the most wicked of this right race. The wicked deeds that have been performed it and are still being performed today by white America upon the so-called enslaved are the worst in animal history. You see, they have been clever enough in this wickedness to make the so-called Negro slave love them, though they are the open enemies and murderers. Allah in the person of Master Falah Muhammad, whom praise are due forever, judge this American whites, and has caused in America fall and total destruction. Egypt under Pharaoh is example, fulfilling the signs and other prophecy of the doom of this people as foretold by the prophet from Noah to Jesus. Moses and Jesus are the most outstanding prophets in the history of this Caucasian race for the past 4,000 years. There are several others contemporary, but Moses and Jesus are the major prophets of this right race history. The whole of the civilized world today, as prophesied in Isaiah, is against this white man of America. Allah hates this wicked American whites and threatened to remove them from the face of this earth. Since white America and the white race in general have deceived the entire world of black people and their brethren, brown, red, and yellow, Allah is now causing these people to wake up and see this right race as it really is, the created enemy of the darker people. As we see today, there's a general awakening of the darker people into the knowledge of self. And the knowledge of their 6,000 year enemy all over the earth. The American white race cannot sincerely give the so-called Negro the slave a square deal. She only desired to deceive them. Today, we see America is trying against her will to give the so-called Negro civil rights, which is against the very nature and will of this right race. For the first time since the black men have been here, America falsely offering them social equality in certain parts of the country. This social equality consists mostly of permitting this American black race to mix openly with the white man and his woman, the devils. The actual idea, however, is to grant the so-called Negro social equality amongst the lower class of rights. This is done so that the scriptures wherein they prophesy that the white man tempts and corrupts the so-called Negro with his woman might be fulfilled. God has taught me that the right race was grafted, unlike, and being unlike, it is able to attract the black man and black woman, getting them to do all the evil known to this right race. One of the prophets of the Bible prophesies in regard to America as a morning stars aboard upon the mountain, a great and strong people set in battle array. Joel chapter 2, verse 2. This is the setting of the nation for a showdown to determine who will live on earth. The survivor is to build a nation of peace to rule the people of earth forever under the guidance of Almighty God, Allah. With the nation setting forth for a final war at this time, God plead for his people, the inheritors of the earth, the so-called Negro. The so-called Negro is a prey of the white man of America, being held firmly in the white man's power, along with 2 million Indians who must be redeemed at this time, and will be if the so-called Negro turn to his Redeemer. See, the problem of the American black man is unwillingness to be separated from his 400-year-old enemy. The problem, therefore, is hard to solve, especially when the enemy is trying to fascinate the Negro with his lower class girl and woman, parading them partly nude before the Negro in every public news, media, cheap, daily newspaper and magazine, radio, TV, and the Negro is quick to intimidate. See, the problem between these two people, you see separation, the so-called Negro, so that they might be accepted and respected as equal and superior to other nation must be solved. This is God's promise to the so-called Negro. the lost and found members of the original black nation of the earth. This problem must be made through the mouth of the prophet. We see the Bible and Holy Quran, that he would separate us from our enemies and make us the master after this wicked race had been judged and destroyed for its own evil. But as I said, the solving of this problem, which means the redemption of a Negro, is hard to do since he loved his enemy. We see this Bible, Deuteronomy 18:15, Psalms, Isaiah, Matthew 25:32, and Revelation chapter 14. The manifestation of Allah and his judgment between the so-called enemy of God and the nation of Islam will make the so-called nigga see and know his enemy, himself, his people, his God, and his religion. Rejection of self. We hear the statement in the black educational, political, and Christian classes, which express their love for the white man, probably asking to be his brother, and not his brother-in-law. Now, this class wants to make it clear to the world that they really love the right race and not the black race. This means that they want to be right instead of black. The devil had made them hate black. They reject the thought of black ever being the ruler or equal with the ruler. They act boldly from inferiority, not only for themselves, but for their people. They want to assert themselves and their kind, especially the so-called American Negro, into a race of white people without ending the black race. It is just the opposite with Allah, God, myself, and my followers. We want out completely. We want no claim to kinship with a people who by nature are not our kin. We, from Genesis to the Revelation, in the Bible, and from Surah chapter 2 to Surah 114 of the Holy Quran, by no means are the so-called and the white kin. See, God did not create them brothers, nor did he create them to ever become brothers. One is creating an enemy against the other. And since the righteous are more powerful than the wicked, Allah, the God of righteousness, set a time of reckoning for an enemy, the right man, or the righteous. Separation. We want separation. We want a home on this earth we can call home. We want to go for self and lead this enemy who have been sentenced to death by Allah. We see this Revelation 20, verse 10 and 14. On the day he was created. You see this subject in the Bible and the Holy Quran. No one, white, black, brown, yellow, or red, can prove to me by any scriptures of Allah God, sent by one of the prophets of Allah God, that we should not be separate from the right race, that we should believe and follow the religion dictate, shape, and form by the right race theologicans. The coming of Allah and the judgment of this wicked world is made clear by the prophet's saying of the prophet, the so-called reverends, and a proud intellectual class are doomed to destruction with the enemy if they remain with them instead of join in to Allah, who loved them and who would deliver them in a nation of Islam. The so-called Negro masters must be warned of the great mistake they make in following their leaderships and of those who love and befriend their murderers. See, this will not give them freedom or civil rights. America is falling. Her doom has come. And none said the prophet shall help her in her downfall. In the Bible, God plead with you to fly out of America and seek refuge in him. Revelation 18, verse 4, it certainly will change your mind about falling a doomed people and people who hate you and your kind, and who call one who teaches the truth about them a hater. They are the producer hater of us. We are with God and the righteous. The days of trouble. The days of trouble. The days of trouble have now come to us from Almighty God Allah, the God who is the real owner of the heavens and earth. Allah God created from himself the heaven, and then he let it out to a forger right race for them to enjoy themselves in it for a while. They have proved unworthy of such glorious creation, and now the God who is the owner of this heaven and earth is ready to take over and rule it for himself. You see, never no more will the earth be let out to these non-owners, because the heaven and earth belongs with the Lord and the fullness of it. And if he don't like them govern the earth, you see, he's going to move you off the earth as he's doing today. Jeremiah 23:19 says, you see the storms that the Lord bursts on the heads of the wicked? A war wind soaring down on the heads of the wicked. Jeremiah 51, he used a destroying wind. You see, never no more would earth, nor the heaven and earth, be let out to these non-owners. It's the great wisdom taught to us in letting a new creature right race try themselves at it and ruling. The right race tried the knowledge of the mastering that which they was not made to master, my brothers and sisters, which we knew when we had made them, that they would never be able to master this original creation for long. For as long as we, the black people, are of this planet, see, there's no new creatures that can put in order for ruling that which we have already have, and we are in it. It is such a wise piece of work that had been done, the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the originator of this creation is just. There is no comparison anywhere to make. There is no such thing that the originator can put the planet aside, out of the hole, and let someone else take over. See, this race, my brothers and sisters, the right race had not been successful in ruling according to their will and according to a real owner. For the right race have to use the originator materials that he himself has created. How is shame on you? Shame on your people, man. America about to get what they deserve, man. This is why the motherships is arriving, man. This is why these planes, brothers and sisters, listen to me. This is why these planes is showering over America day and night. Then they're having a problem because God is visiting you with all his holy one. Don't be mad at me. Don't yank out my teeth, because the Lord is coming with thousands and thousands of his holy ones. Yes, this is true. It's verified in your Bibles and Qurans. You see, hundreds and thousands of preachers will now warn you and will take you into the fall of this America. See, I'm here to say these motherships are here, and each of them carry bombs. And they are ready to drop a load on her cities. It couldn't come this fast, because her judgment has arrived. So you got to get out of the making of this Christianity and get into this real religion of Islam. Islam is the only religion that will survive this civilization. So there is nothing of which this white man can call himself the creator. So therefore, since this white man continued to make trouble, which by nature he was made to do, we do not see any way out of trying to live with this white man in peace. The nature of the white man is ever causing unrest among himself and amongst us too. See, this white man just cannot make peace for himself because of his nature today. Today, God has decided that we, the black people, cannot get along with the white man in peace, and that the white man must be removed. The right race want to remove us, the black people, but in order for the white man to remove us, the black man, he would have to remove the whole entire heaven and make the heaven and void anything like life. And then from a void, we have to just start all over again and create life. But life in the universe is life that we, the black people, have established it. Therefore, to get away from our own life, which was created by the black man, so that new life come in, we will have to rid the space of life which belonged to us, the black man. And when the space was with the life that we, the black people, had created, another one will have to create life of his own making. We, the poor black people here in America, must be changed into a new and different people altogether. So Allah God, who came in a person of Master Falad Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever. But now the complete make of us will be renewed from what we are in now. And we call it a new thing. There will come a day when we, the black people, will have a complete new thing for man and earth and the heaven above us. But according to the scientists, God will cause this to go into a new thing, and that complete destruction of the old, where there is no root to grow something from at this time. The thing that Allah God would like to do now and will do is to destroy the work of the devil. And the devil would like to destroy God's work which God has created. The devil cannot destroy God's creation because the devil has no part in the creation of the first creation. So the devil has no part in the first creation. This make the devil unable to lay hold to the power that will destroy the first work of God. The main thing which I keep mentioning enough to make you discuss is something for the black man in America, who has spent his life long in sleeping in ignorancy of the knowledge of that which he is in. But as soon as this black man can awaken to the knowledge of this that he is in, then he can lay hold into that which he did not have knowledge of, which is that the black man is the creator of the first creation. Allah, God, wants to put the black man back into power. And the way the black man can be put back into power is Allah has to make this black man all over again to master power after giving this black man the authority. Look at the poor, once pitiful black man in America. Look how he tried to reach for himself and is now making a fast progress in that which God leave for him to understand. The black man conversation has changed. His actual physical form has changed. This is a great thing that have come to the black man in America. The black man in America getting happier and happier. It's now hard for this black man in America to get rich. He's getting rich from his own wisdom. See, no one have given us anything. As the Bible teach you of the Son. See, no one gave it to him, but he is getting rich so fast that God has chose the Son to become the head of the house that he has strayed away from. The future of this black man is so beautiful that we can hardly comprehend it. The biggest thing that stands before us is qualification and readiness. Let us get qualified to master the house that God has given to us before someone tries to rob us of that master in the house. If they rob us of the master in the house, I'm sorry for us. I said to you, my black brothers and black sisters, do not be foolish. The kingdom of heaven will be given to you and to me. Have patience to receive it. But to get the house into our service is like a mother giving birth to a baby. The baby must mature in that which he is in. As the baby mature in the womb of the mother in order to be born, so the black man must mature to be born into a new world that the black man must build himself. See, these are the days of trouble. Pledged by God, America is doomed. With the end of the rule of the right race over the black people of the earth in sight, face to face, we have to deal with each other according to the actual facts which exist between the two nations, black and white, with the nature and desire of the right race to continue their rule and suggestion of the darker people. Even though the white man recognized these facts, he will continue to try holding on to his rule, his suggestion, his thinking of what he has inquired under such rule. That which is his, he cannot give up the prey, his concessions, the merchandise which he has spotted out from under the nose and eyes of the real owners, black man. is willing to shed the blood of his own black people and that of others to hold into that which he called his legal possession. The spirit arose, and the black man says no, that the continent and what is on and under its surface belong to him and his people, black nation. The spirit and knowledge is now not only confined to Africa and Asia, the black, brown, yellow people, but it's actually is now arising in American so-called Negro, the true lost and found brothers of the black man throughout the earth. Whether it be Africa or Asia, he is the brothers of them all. It is the desire of this right race to continue to hold power and authorities over black Africa, whether it is be elsewhere. They would just have to give it up. We see England, Germany, Italy, and France, especially England, France, and still Germany, seem to be diehards. We see the white man will be acting wisely if they will realize that one day, sooner or later, they must pack up and leave. Wherefore I quote the Bible prophecy concerning the separation nation. Again today as it was before. The man must go to his own. This is the clearest and most direct justice that God and man can agree upon. The white man cannot live in luxury unless he has the black man in his place of possession and suggestion to his will. Well, as I repeatedly says in this paper and all of my writings, you cannot make God and his prophet liars, nor can we revert the time of the prediction in which these things would take place. So the time has come. This is nothing but justice, that we have possession of what is our own. The white man is conscious of the fact that he had deceived the black man of the knowledge of the black man and his possessions. But that particular authority was given divinely temporarily, but by the same divinity, it is now being taken from the right race. The right race is facing doom because she will not act according to justice and righteousness, which was not by nature put in her. But this is known, and her race is frightened concerning her future, as we see here in America. The right man recognized his coming doom and meet them whether die here and go elsewhere outside of America to try to defend what they call their own independent sovereignty. Some have poured gasoline over themselves and commit suicide by setting themselves on fire. This is a very new and open act of a people who want every other people, black, brown, yellow, red, on earth to fight their wars and to save the independency. A ruthless, brutal people like America, England, and Germany should be ashamed in this modern time to look for these people whom they have robbed, killed, murdered, brought under suggestion by force to think that today they should be so soundly asleep that they ignore the time and authority that they can unite as Europeans have been doing against black Africa and brown and yellow Asia. As the book says to this right race, as thou hast done, so shall it be done to you. The white man must return to Europe and concentrate on that continent for his future, else concentrate on his death instead of his life. For they can no longer rule the black man. The black man now knows where his home is. He is now rising up to take possession of that, which is his. America doom, fear. We're gonna roll this back, man. America is doomed, fear. Bear with me. I'll be right back, you guys. I say America is doomed. Fear. Now we see Allah in the person of Master Fly Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, for finding an office to sit us in heaven at once. Our submission to him entirely, brothers and sisters. We fear the doom of white America that is now cutting her to pieces. See, the prophecy teaches us that her doom will come in one day. Death, mourning came in one day. 1 day, 1 years. Even after that, she should be burned with fire. Divine prophecy is that America will suffer isolation from the nations of the earth. This revelation of John of the Bible prophecy of America doom. We see America spoken of under the savage name of a beast and dragon who will oppose the messenger of God and all those who seek to follow him. Beasts, dragon are the name used to represent America because of their nature and the characteristics of this people, evil and haters of this black one slave. The beast or dragon trolls the woman seeking to destroy the messengers and his followers, the new convert. The messenger of Allah is referred to as the woman with a newborn baby, with a victorious beast-like enemy trail her, the messenger of God, everywhere that he goes. The beast does this to prevent the messengers of his followers from making progress and making friends with his own black people who will help the messengers to convert and unite his black people, not only United States of America, but the whole world of the black nation, to unite and fly out of our enemies, to seek, destroy, and kill you and me. Night and day does not just mean leaving America, but it means also to lead the ideologically and all that America represents. And the nations, Europe and Asia, stood far away, all for fear of her burning the USA and for fear of her divine pledge. To you, my black brothers and my black people, the end is now. Who said that you were going any place? Heaven and hell are both a condition of life. They are not places. The devil make hell for you. And God in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, makes heaven for you and me. America has her own doom. The ultimate aim of this world should be known to everyone, especially of the righteous. We are classified the righteous as being the people who belong to the right God, the God of righteousness, truth, freedom, justice, and equality, of the nation of righteousness. Today, the so-called American Negro must be resurrected and made to know, understand the fate of anyone who will follow or be deceived by the art deceivers. The strongest and most powerful weapons the art deceiver have at their disposal is to deceive the world righteousness, the nation of Islam. They do not stop at the common ignorant Muslims, but reach also for the scholars and scientists of Islam, who should be aware of their trickery. We are in a world that is passing out of existence, and she is putting up a fight war to destroy the nation of righteousness. Be aware to try to oppose success of Allah's truth only hasten their doom of falsehood and its teachers. The world evil makes its first attack on the world of righteousness, thereby clearly showing herself as being an enemy of righteousness. If she thinks that she has built up a strong enough force to attack the righteous, she does so, which I have said before, hasten her own doom. Falsehood cannot be victorious over truth. In the days of truth, the resurrection is a day of truth. The resurrection is a day of truth as it trump over falsehood. The art deceiver force war against themselves. The ultimate aim is to do as the people always have done, to try to destroy the preachers of truth and those who believe and follow him. This was the aim of Cain when he slayed his brother Abel. And the aim of the dragon when he sought to destroy the woman. We see the messenger as it was written in this Revelation chapter 12, verse 4. See, the lost found members of that nation should be taught to know the ultimate aim of this world. God has visited them and have prepared a teacher in myself to teach them, thereby making it easy for them to understand and recognize this world and its secret ultimate aim. It is even given in the Bible in the Revelation 12:9. It speaks of the members belonging to the righteous nation. It shows that through deceits, we see Satan calls them to become as himself against his truth, peace, justice, safety, security, one who enjoy if he was not only deceived. Under deceits, we see the weak-minded, who have no understanding or knowledge, of the arch deceivers. The devil, Satan, are made prey in the hands of the arch deceivers. This will bring about war as a showdown between the God of righteousness and the God of unrighteousness, the devils. It already has begun. God must fulfill his promise to show himself as God over all the power of the heavens and earth, and man on earth, as it is written, Thessalonians chapter 2:9. He comes after this working of Satan. Satan had been given the power, knowledge, and authority to deceive as many as he could before the appearance of God, or the universal manifestation of the presence of God. He was given this power in the beginning, according to chapter 2 and 7 of the Holy Quran, according to the Bible in Genesis 1:26, Revelation 6:4 and 8, Revelation 12:3 and 4. See, we have known all our life that the devil was a great deceiver, an enemy of God, and that he wished to be the victorious with his knowledge of superior art and deceiving the people of God. We desire to cast them down, disgrace them, and make them accept his deceits before the very face of God in the general resurrection of the dead. The so-called American Negro, as I had repeatedly taught in my article, sermon, and my lecture to my people, are spiritually dead. They had been touched and paralyzed to death by the arch deceiver through his missionary teachings, his literature, his personal conversation, and by accepting his advice. God has given to me a very strong truth that will defend and protect and prevent you from falling victims to the arch deceiver. Read these and treasure them. They are your life. Ignore them. It is your death. The great days, the terrible days of God. We must not forget how we are warned by prophecy for 100 years and for 1,000 years that the end must come to this world. The ruler of this world must be removed. A crown must be taken off and placed upon another head, and they will rule in justice and righteousness. The people of this world have now become so wicked and so fearful of the consequences of their own rule until the almost stopless vision is gone, and the fearfulness has taken hold of the people. Their heads is going to and fro to the nation of the earth to find a way of peace between the heads of the nation. See, a great time, a terrible time we see. The hearts of the people are beginning to weaken, to fail because of what is going on and what they see coming. America and the people have lived so rich and so joyfully. In wickedness, we see murder and robbery and hatred of one another until they have hardened their hearts so much that they are made to think that they can make friends and live on with those upon whom they have no mercy. They crush all the weak nation of the earth with their powers and brought them to the clutches of slavery. They forced other nations to bow. They pushed their borders around the earth as the kings did in his day and time. But in those days, the king boasts. Just think over it. England made that same boast. We see England used to boast that the sun did not set on an empire. See, take a look at England today. There is no British empire for the sun or moon to set on. This morning, May 30th, 1972, we see the radio news announcer says that they found mines in Chicago River. This means that a time will come, and this make it altogether more frightening today. If a mine should blow a ship up in this city limit, See, it will be dangerous to the life of the people. See, just think over this. The Chicago River runs through this downtown section of Chicago, Illinois. See, no one wants to frighten the people more, but the frightening of the people sometimes does good. See, the great days, the terrible days, people are just being shot down on the streets, right in their homes, or while walking the streets. They are blown down as though their life are nothing. The great days we see, the terrible days. America dreaded destiny. America and her people have been here, according to history, since a few years after Columbus, the explorers. She conquered the Red Indians, the original owners of the land, whom she found here and took it for a home for herself and kind. She has continued conquering until her conquering powers have gone around the earth, affecting every civilized nation submission to her will. She was successful in forcing other people to bow to her will, whether they like it or not. Now it is the hands of God which is after America, to force her to submission, a hand from which we have no defense, as it is written and prophesied in the Bible under the name of Babylon. Jeremiah 51:25, behold, I'm against you, O destroying mountain, said the Lord, which destroy all the earth. I will stretch out my hand upon you, and roll you down from the rock, and will make you a burned mountain. Jeremiah 51:53 says, though Babylon should mount up to heaven, and though she shall fortify the heights of her strength, yet from me shall spoils come into her, said the Lord. America is under a destruction similar to that of ancient Babylon. In the Bible, Jeremiah, Isaiah, and the Revelation of John prophesied it concerning her. Babylon there mentioned is a future Babylon, and not Babylon of the past. America have enslaved all of the so-called Negro, and her evil mistreatment of them is similar to ancient Babylon enslavement and mistreatment of the Jews according to the scriptures. It took the hands of God to bring the kings of Babylon and his people into submission to the power of God. He brought the surrounding kings and their power against ancient Babylon, and they primed the heights of her glory, the handwriting on the walls, the casting her down and his followers into the fiery furnace, making drunk the people of God with their strong wine, and then mocking them. So has America done to the so-called Negro. America makes him drunk with wine, whiskey, and beer, and then laugh at him. She put him into the furnace, burned him at the stake, while sitting around with her family drinking intoxicating drinks and laughing at the burning flesh of God's people. There is no justice whatsoever, as Revelation gives it. She make all the world drink of the wine of her fornication. But the end is coming to such evil doing. I said, the end is coming to such evil doing. America have lived in peace so far as this forging war is concerned. She had destroyed other people in their towns and cities. She had leveled down to the ground. She's still prepared to do the same with her great stockpiles. She says she have enough bombs and destruction, weapons to destroy all human beings on the face of the earth 3 times, and still has some left. Of this, she boasts. But Allah God has said to me that he will destroy America. He will bring her into her knees in humiliation. So Psalms chapter 2 verse 4 said he will sit in the heaven and he shall laugh. See, he will have you in humiliation. This is true. We see the destruction sent to ancient Babylon, record to the Bible, is the answer to most of what he has said to me will come upon the now rich America. Rain, hail, Snow, earthquakes, fire, these weapons all belong to Allah God. America, how do you fight an army like this? The aforementioned weapons of Allah God cannot be ignored. The whole year had been a year thou far of Allah God, pleasant America, day and night. With storm we see, rain, flood, killing and destroying properties. And now, the coming winter, hell had been falling in some places the size of golf balls, baseballs, and footballs. The rain continued to fall in places, and a dreadful snow blizzard is now in the working. A cold wind is brewing in the north to come against America as it is written and prophesied, we see in Job 38:22 and 23. Have you entered to the treasures of the snow? Or have you seen the treasures of hell, which I have reserved against the time of trouble, against the day of battle and war? See, earthquakes are now again to be recognized touching America lightly, but nevertheless, they are here. With all of her wealth of preaching of Christianity, she had not been a good Christian herself. As Jeremiah says, arise, get you up into this wealthy nation that dwelt without care, said the Lord, which has neither gates nor bars, which dwelt alone. This corresponds to America. We see she lives situated between the two greatest bodies of the waters of the earth, the Atlantic and the Pacific. She is very careless. She rejoices in her evil and filth as though she is self-protected from the divine hands of God. See, Jeremiah 50:31 prophesies, behold, I'm against you, said the Lord, God of hosts, for your days have come, the time that I will visit you. Allah God is visiting America with great destruction, which he has to pour upon this wicked of America. After the mistreatment of the so-called Nick for 400 years, she desired now to deceive them and to cause them to suffer with her, to share her doom. See, Jeremiah 50 verse 6. My people have been lost sheep. The shepherd has caused them to go astray. The white and black preachers of Christianity have turned them away on the mountain. They have gone from the mountains to hill. They have forgotten their resting place, their native people and country. Jeremiah 50, verse 7. All that found them have devoured them. And the adversary says, we fear not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the inhabitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. Since this white man had made the so-called Negro as a wicked, a person as himself, now these are the words that he speaks. They are just as evil as we. So therefore, Allah God is against them too. The so-called Negro repeats the same and says the white man is no worse than the so-called Negro. The white man that opened all of his doors and avenues of temptation to lure the Negro in for total destruction. Again, we have a warning to lead a people with whom God is angry, as the people of ancient Babylon was warned to do. Jeremiah 51:45, my people go out of the midst of her, deliver every man his soul from the furious anger of the Lord. All of the pledged destruction and judgment which Allah God used to destroy the wicked and disobedient from the time of Adam until this day will be brought upon America. Then she will be burned with fire. This is the time of trouble that shall bring America into insanity. The dreadful times of America. America, especially North America, have entered into the time that was predicted by Moses and a prophet between him and Jesus. In the 24th chapter of Matthew, there's a prophecy made by Jesus of the present time of America without mentioning her name. He referred to the country as a world because this part of the earth is referred to in many places by the prophet and by Jesus himself as a wilderness. The name America is not yet 500 years old, so the prophet referred to it as a realness and a prophecy. It is terrific. I use the word terrible because it is not a thing that can be described as something now or something that is moving slowly, nor something that can be recognized so easily by the common people. It's clear to all who can see that America had reached the stage about which she have always had been warned. She always have wanted to keep it a secret because of her so-called Negro slave. She never desired for the slave to know too much of what was in store for her because of her enslaving and mistreating her slave. She had reared them for the past 400 years. She knows them, and she knows how they think and how to react to her teachings. And she knows the fear of her. She knows the slave, but the slave do not know America, the slave master. The great, dreadful, and awful day's doom is now in the doors and windows of America and of the church, the religion of America. As long as Christianity worked, America thought she was safe because it is one of the most deceiving and upright misleading religions of the world we see today. Allah God taught me that if carefully examine everything in this religion of Christianity, designed to make slaves out of black people. If Christianity was a red rag, wrung out, every drop would write slavery for the black man. See, the world knows this now, but the spiritually blind, deaf, dumb, American so-called, to whom I'm calling and appealing to reason. I'm calling them to reason with me on the truth and their own starvation that is now and true, of self and kind, an enemy of self. There will not be an end to the carcasses between black and white in America and throughout the world until wrong, evil, murdering, deceiving, robbing the poor black man of the earth is destroyed, and righteousness and justice are practiced. This is the day of God Almighty to set up justice and equality throughout the earth. He is to free the black man, the American so-called, from his deceitful, evil, and murderous enemies. America wished to oppose Allah God in his work of bringing justice and freedom to our one slave. But this is just what Allah God wants. He Allah wants America to attack him, to get the fight started, and to bring his judgment against her with the fullness of his strength and power. America is bringing about the political gloom. You see, here the politicians are unable to carve out a future for America. Plans are deceiving the so-called politician to work against their own freedom, justice, and equality, starvation that Allah God has brought to them. It's making the so-called in high office become the enemy of his own people. Freedom, justice, and equality. Such office are held out as a bribe to get black politicians to work against the spread of the truth of their starvation. They are happy and their boss know that they are. They have a place near him in such office just for the purpose of trying to oppose Allah and his messengers and freeing the poor black man who is in the mud. This is causing the political confusion and complete destruction of a house divided against itself. I'm asking in the name of Allah that the American government agrees on the separation of our one slave and their masters. Of course, Allah God is significant. We want a home on this earth. We can call home. We do not want to be slave anymore to white people. We do not want to be free Uncle Tom for white people. We want to do something for self and go for self. However, America with her blind, deaf, dumb politician class of the so-called Negro will bring a swift destruction upon their heads along their doom that is available against the enemies. It is not 20 years in the future, nor 15 years. Let no one deceive you. It is here at our doors now. The dreadful pledge and confusion of America are beginning to boil. The few making it boil will not freeze until it boils down to the last dread. The present promise of a better future that America is making to the so-called Negro were proved to be false, and all were false promise to the American so-called will be short lives by both, because the time of her doom has approached. America will have to do a marvelous thing of justice, a square deal, to turn it back. A fascinating show of tempting a nigger to filth, and evil will not work. Takes justice to work to postpone the dreadful day of America. America lost the war. Friendship is speeding her doom. The lewd before the storm. I'm afraid for you that you receive what the people before you did receive. Allah God is very angry with America and the trigonometry that she used on the dead to keep him dead. You are very disappointed to Allah God and to the original black man who knows himself, and very few, of course. The false show of a glorious future that the wicked is put on is at hand. We must remember Daniel's prophecy that the end of the war, desolation are determined. Before this happened, Allah God will bless the people with a good time, as he did the people of the past who ruined themselves, who did not pay attention to the prophet warning amongst them. Allah God destroyed them, thought that they were fooling Allah God, but Allah God surprised them. He made the people rejoice for a short time with a show of great prosperity, and at the height of their great prosperity suddenly destroys them. This is the merciful law that Allah God put in nature. Allah God let a dying person rally before the end. See, America is going to do the same. America will rally. People would think that she is going to have a great future. And then the end will come in that kind of time. America end will not come while she's going around with her head hanging down, with her heart itching and failing because of the things that are coming on her nation. No, she will be made to enjoy good times. Stock markets are going up. Lots of shares is being sold. Just make any man think that everything's all right. But this is only the lewd before the storm. And the Bible warns America what happened before her. Ancient Babylon enjoyed full ruling position at her time. King Darius came against her at the time of her full enjoyment of wealth, drunkenness, and her laughing at the slave that she had made of Israel. King Darius came with his army and overcame the sleeping guards who were sleeping on the security of their life. The Bible prophesies that the enemy would say, "Come, let us go up and destroy her whose cities is not fenced in." And they will come from afar. They may come at noonday, or they may come at the rising, in the morning, or in the afternoon. But nevertheless, they will come at a time that you thought not. After the war, into the end of war, desolation are determined, and that determined shall be poured upon the desolate. The Bible, you see Daniel 9, 26, 27. I want you to know that that which will be poor mean it is the deprivation of your America. If you ever get back into power again to attack the nation of the earth, Europe will become one of the worst war areas of all the world, more dreadful than Vietnam and other places that you are planning on going into. Asia will look like child's play when compared to what is going to happen in Europe. The prophet says, whom to the land that shadow with rings. The prophet says, whom to the land shadow with rings. This means America, whose skies is filled with planes. Most of all of the judgment and trouble which are pointed at in the Bible are pointed at America. Study them for yourself. America right up today, with all of her battles, with her outside enemies, never lose sight of the inside of a poor old black slave. She does not want him to do anything. She wants him to be deceived. She does not want him to accept his starvation that Allah God is offering the black one slave here in America. Allah God is offering the black one slave heaven at once. This he have proven to everyone that believe in Allah, God, and follow me. I am the door. By no means can you get by except you come by me. Your prayers will not be heard. unless you mention me in your prayers. I'm saying that you cannot get a prayer through Allah, God, unless you mention me in your prayers. Try it and see. I'm satisfied that those who know this will bear me witness. I have the keys to your starvation and I have the keys to your hell. I can if you just let me pull you out of hell and set you into heaven. Then I can keep you in heaven. I can keep pushing and pushing to the punishment of hell until you acknowledge that there is no God but Allah, who came in the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, and that Elijah Muhammad is his servant. There is no escape for you today. The only way is through me, is through Allah God, me first. You cannot get to Allah God without getting to me first. The lube before the storm. America is trying with all of her might to hinder you from getting into heaven. You see, America make promises to you, and she makes promises to me, but she does not intend to fulfill them. Some of America's financial people promise to loan us millions of dollars, but when it comes time to do so, they vanish. But the day will come when we will be able to do the same things to them. See, it's entirely up to them to make good to this day for themselves. And their people, by submitting to the truth themselves, as the Bible says, Gentiles shall come to the light of your rising. America wants to destroy God and me, and she wants to destroy you by deceiving you against following me. America lift up all of my hypocrites and advise you to follow them, while she knows that you will be the losers. Look what she have done for Malcolm. America named universities after him in order for you to follow Malcolm. See, Malcolm turned from Allah, God, and me, and started to follow them. America will lift up any one of you that will destroy and disobey Allah, God, and myself, and come to them. See how they are doing. Everyone that's a hypocrite to Allah, God, and me, America raised him up for you to follow. America glorify his name. Malcolm was no lover of white people. He only lies to them in order to get a chance to fight me. But he was not a lover of them. See, Malcolm was a double cross. He tried to get to me with the help, as it is written and prophesied that he would do. His name is not written there in the name of Malcolm. In the history, another name is used, but his work is there in the history of the hypocrites and the life of Muhammad. He tried to take advantage while Muhammad was sick. You find this in the writing of Washington Irving, even some scientist writers of Islam that can tell you Malcolm history. But the enemy fools you. He didn't like Malcolm. Or Malcolm working against me, he used Malcolm. They knew that Malcolm had learned the history of me. He was not able to change it. And even the enemy will glorify them. They will come to nothing. For their time as ruling power over black people is up. See, they knew that better than Malcolm did. They set up for worship all hypocrites against me. Suppose we will worship China and Russia against them. But we do not worship them, for Allah God is most significant, more significant than all their nations. Allah God does not see them as a power and force against him. They are so little and weak in their powers. They cannot fight against Allah God and win. The more you fight against Allah God, the more you lose yourself. From the Bible, from this chapter from now on, if you do not know that he is tricking you, but making you to fall hypocrites, it is your doing. Just watch it. He trusts me. He goes down to Bahamas and everywhere that he thinks that I'm going, where I have been. This is written. I do not fault him for doing what is written of him. I try to do that which is written of me. I do not fault him for what he is made by nature to do, nor should he fault me for what by nature I am. But I fault you if you let this little transgressor of this life enemy deprive you of a great future for yourself. We can buy hospitals and place to educate and train our people into the superior education of the nation of earth. But you rather give your money over to white America and let them spend it on what they want to. And they pay you little interest. We offer interest to the highest of interest, but you do not trust us. So we were built right alone without your help. We are going to be the winners. It is prophesied that we who believe will be the winners. And my work that was prophesied to me before I was born, you see it today. Try and find a successful one who is working in opposition to me. None of you who are trying to aid the devil against me will be successful in doing so. And the devil knows that. He's not trying to do these things himself, only with you. You know that he will not be successful in stopping my progress, not him, nor several times his number, as long as I'm with Allah, God. He is with me, and that will be all the days of my life. Fire fed with fuel. The subject of this chapter is taken from the Holy Quran. Surah 85, verse 5. We do not hope for peace as long as we add to a war that would serve as a fuel to a fire. The fire cannot go out as long as we keep it burning by adding more fuel. A dying burning fire is increased when more fire is thrown into it. There are lots of people who are so anxious for peace so that they can return to committing that which they lack in love, idling, sport, and play. The world that we live in desire first of all to hide the truth to keep this black man who is made blind, deaf, and dumb by the scientific trigonometry of the right race, so that the right race can continue, could carry on the same deceiving wickedness that they have been practicing. How can we expect peace when the method used to bring about peace is the same method that started the war, instead of finding a right solution and then practicing a right solution? I said these things for the sake of my black people, for they are so ignorant to the knowledge of the truth of the time in which we are living. What they would like to do cannot be done. The time to even continue to do what you are doing is up. We must remember again the prediction of the Bible. It hath foretold these times. If we understand the Bible, it must certainly teach us that there is no peace for the wicked. There is no people who preach such a thing as peace and as being true followers of the prophet Jesus, as much as these right Christians do. Day and night, the airways are full of their preaching. To hear them, you would think that they are the prophet Moses or Aaron, as the word Jesus put it. They sat in Moses' seat. The right Christians are great deceivers. The Pope of Rome cannot bring peace to the Christian church, for he is not enjoying peace himself. So who is that people then that the Bible prophesies of in the book of Isaiah that he will send peace to them like rivers? Surely it cannot be the present Christian right race, for they are the ones who are breaking the peace. Fire fed with fuel. Leave your own home and country, go to another man's home and country, and then make trouble for that people and accuse that people of being the troublemakers. It is the attacker who is guilty of that which falls the attack. I said to you, my black people, we can get away from that old misunderstanding of the time. You are not living in a time in which you may be expected a settlement of the war that will give you what you had already been used to: sport, play, and foolishness. Actually, now is a time that you and I should be rising up to understand that we should think for self and do for self. If we do not know how to do for self, you shall follow the man to whom Allah, God, has given that knowledge to teach you how to do for self. With the ocean filled with the fleet of the right Christians, and the sky crowded with their death dealing plans over other people's territories, could you tell them that they should submit to you for peace? If you are able to force them to their knees or to destroy them, then I say yes. If that was the situation, then I would say that you should submit and, and let you trumpet. But you cannot force them, my brothers, to their knees. They have been preparing today for a war like this for nearly a century. Or what I should say, they have been preparing and working faithfully for half a century to entertain the attacker with the same type of weapons and better weapons than the weapons you are attacking them with. This, if you resort to worse weapons, they have worse weapons also. So we are in a time when arguments to the country of peace is like heaping fuel on a fire, it keeps it burning. We are living in an evil time. I believe in maybe many of hundreds of thousands believe as I do. The presidents of the United States of America have good intentions towards citizens of America. We took over the presidency. But the times against him. For the past 400 years or more, Allah God has always given the prophecy through the mouth of his prophets of the doom of this wicked. Now is the time, and we cannot do anything but take it. It's a it's a dangerous to add fuel to unwanted fire. The fire is the war. Man heart filling and fear. We're gonna stop there. It's sad where this nation is going, heading. But we are here. We're always gonna be here, no matter what. And we shouldn't have no more sympathy for a race of people that God came to visit. Peace, my brothers.